Hello, everybody. Welcome to this edition of the Cancer Coach Talks. I'm your host, Leslie Nance. And tonight we're going to talk about two mindset shifts that are going to help reduce the amount of, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to hear that you have cancer or you have cancer. I'm going to share with you guys today some mindset shifts that are really going to help put this in perspective and help you relate to others and share with them what you need in this experience that we call cancer. So welcome everybody. Thank you so much for being here. It's always a pleasure to share this time with you and to be here with you. If you're live with me right now, please make sure that you type something in and let me know that you're here. I can see that people are here. I just don't know how many of you are here. So it'd be awesome to know that. And I'm just going to do a quick check here. Do you guys get tired of me doing this? Because I know you probably do, but I've had so many times that I think I'm live and I'm not live. So I just want to be super sure that I am. And here I am. There we go. Okay, good news. All right, everybody. So welcome. My name is Leslie Nance. I am a certified holistic nutritionist, a certified holistic cancer coach, and a 7-year cancer survivor. And I come here every Tuesday night in this little talk that we call the Cancer Coach Talks to share with you some wisdom about mindset. Sometimes it's about nutrition. Sometimes it is about just tips and tricks like what to do. And you're having audio troubles. Let me go check mine. Hold on just a second. Let's make sure. Anna's saying that she's having audio troubles. So let's make sure here. Oh, all right. And it's just you. I'm fine, Anne-Marie. Anne and Anne-Marie, my two rock stars, are here tonight. I have many rock stars, but I just need to give a shout out to these two women because I just launched. Okay, everybody can hear me. Good. Okay, awesome. Thank you. We literally, in the last 48 hours, launched our new website, anystagecancer.com. I'm going to go type it in the comments, so that you guys can go check it out. But we just literally launched it in the last 48 hours. So it is www.anystagecancer.com. Did I get that right? Yeah, I did. Okay, good. This is our brand new website that literally launched today. And I want to give a shout out to Anne and Anne-Marie because these two women came on camera with me and did live testimonials. Well, they weren't live, they're recorded, but they did testimonials with me and shared their stories so openly and gave so much encouragement and really showed what a cancer boss is. And I just want to thank you publicly, the two of you, for that. And also to thank my amazing web designer, Melissa, who did the work and collaborated with me and worked side by side with me to give us this brand new amazing site. You guys make sure you bookmark that site, keep tabs on it. There's going to be new blog posts coming out there, new videos. I mean, don't miss out on that website. So anyway, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate your kind words about the new site. I'm super, super excited about it. Okay, so you all came here not to hear about our new website or to hear me hug Anne-Marie and Anne publicly, that you came here to learn a little bit about the mindset around cancer. And I think that mindset is one of the most important things that we can literally work on. Physically build a muscle in our mindset as if you were building biceps, right? You want biceps, you got to work for them. You want a flat belly, you got to work for it. And you want to be cancer free, you got to work for it. And mindset is no different, right? Hi, Terrence. Hi, Ann. Hi, everybody that's joining us. Thank you so much for being here. It's good to have you here this evening. But you got to work for it. You have to do the work. And so I want to share with you 2 tips that I have about stopping something that I call puppy dog eyes. And this has happened to every single one of you that have cancer. And that is that you tell somebody that you have cancer and you get like they don't know what to say. And they're like, oh, their first reaction is, oh, I am so sorry to hear that. And what you see is all of their fear around the subject. You see all of their, like, everything that they've ever feared about cancer is happening to you. And it's like a mirror that's being reflected back up to you. And it's like, oh my gosh, this person thinks I'm going to die. They don't even know, like they just heard you have cancer, but all of a sudden you're thinking, oh my gosh, they think that I can't make it through this. They think that something bad is going to happen to me. And so you start consoling them. Sometimes you end up consoling them more than they're consoling you, and you're the one with cancer. And so, but I mean, these puppy dog eyes that we get, this, oh, I'm so sorry. It can steal your power, and it can steal it in a hurry. And it can make you feel like that all these things that you've worked for, all of these things that you're doing have been for no reason. And one simple conversation. Now, I know that this has happened to you guys at one time or another. If you want to share out and say, yes, it's happened to me, let everybody know that it's not like an uncommon thing to have these feelings and these emotions like shine through in these situations. But having having someone's fears reflected back to you, right, is like a mirror. It's like me holding up a mirror and all of those reflections coming back at you, right, of their fear about cancer. And we absorb that energy. And so it can be very difficult. I know that there are some of you here that nobody knows that you have cancer. Like not even your husband knows that you have cancer. And so I know that it can be difficult to tell people that you have cancer, and you get tired of telling people, right, of why you've had to miss so much work, or why you're not bringing your kids to school, or why you're not taking care of your grandchildren, or why you're not going to work, or whatever. It can really feel disempowering, like it's just robbed you of power when you have to tell somebody the same thing over and over and over again. And so this can be really, really hard to handle. And, you know, many things go on. You don't want everyone's pity, right? You don't want everybody to look at you like you're sick. Maybe you don't even feel sick. I never felt sick with my cancer, not even during my cancer treatments. I never felt sick, although everybody treated me like I was sick. And so, but that can happen as well. It might trigger you. And what I mean by that is when you share with somebody and they don't know exactly what to say. And so they end up saying something stupid like, you know, oh, my aunt had that cancer and she died. They're not trying to be malicious. They are trying to relate. They are just trying some way to relate to what is happening to you because it's never happened to them. And so they're just finding a way. So when people say stupid things, I should just say that right up front. When somebody says something stupid, you know, and you're like, that was really stupid. Why would you say something like that? Like, who says that to somebody with cancer, right? Then you should understand that it's just a reflection of all of their fear that they have. And they're trying to understand your emotions by equating their own emotions to the piece of the puzzle. And so sometimes people are malicious and mean, but most of the time it is just them trying to relate to what has happened, you know, what has happened to you, trying to find some way to relate to that. So, but you might feel triggered. You might feel like a stir of anger, anxiety, or sadness, or fear, or depression. I mean, all of these things can be triggered in one simple conversation of somebody looking at you with puppy dog eyes. And anytime you get those puppy dog eyes, all the fears that you have around cancer start swirling around again. And they're not a one of us that are not susceptible to that. Hi, Eugene. It's good to have you here. Thanks for being here. And so, like I said earlier, sometimes you end up consoling them instead of being consoled for what is happening to you. That's happened to me more than not. So just a little bit about my own story. I'm a 7-year survivor. And when I was diagnosed with cancer, I told everybody. I literally told everybody I'm pretty sure that I came in contact with. I don't care if I was standing in line at Walgreens, the man in front of me and the woman behind me was going to know that I had cancer. I literally told everyone. And I have to tell you, I don't know if this was character building or if this tore me down. I don't know if it made me vulnerable or it helped me build a muscle. I'm not sure. I can't tell you the right way or wrong way. It's a very personal decision to tell people what you're going through, if you want people to know or not. I wanted everybody to know. And it wasn't until somebody brought it to my attention that I was doing this that I realized it even. So I really literally told everybody. And so really what happened to me is it left me very vulnerable to all of these things. It left me very vulnerable to everybody else's fear that they had around what cancer was and what it could do to a person's life. It left me wide open emotionally to all of that. The other thing that it did is I ended up hearing everybody's crappy stories, and then I had to go Google everybody's crappy stories, like what kind of cancer they had, and find out, do I have symptoms for that? Oh my gosh! And then sometimes I would develop like phantom symptoms of something that I didn't even have. The classic example of this is that I had a little bit of gastritis during my radiation, and it was right underneath where I had my surgery and where they were giving me radiation, just right in that area at the top of my stomach, and it hurt. It was very painful, and I was thinking, it's actually called gastritis or enteritis from radiation, and I was thinking, oh my gosh, I have pancreatic cancer, because somebody had told me about their cousin who had pancreatic cancer and that she had this pain that started underneath her ribs. Make sure you don't have that. Do you have that? God, I think I do have that. I didn't have that. I had gastritis. Sorry for the funky color changing. I don't know what's going on with my camera. Watch, I can make it change. I can just move and make the color change. Sorry. Because I told everybody about my cancer, I was susceptible to hearing all their stories because they were trying to relate to what was happening to me. Bless their hearts. Right? I would just vomit my diagnosis on everybody. The other thing that I did is I would hear things like, you don't look sick. Oh my God, that would piss me off the worst. When somebody would say, you don't look sick. Well, I am. I don't care if I look sick or not. I'm sick. I just left myself very vulnerable. And again, I don't know if it built a muscle or if it made me worse. I think short term, it made me worse. Long term, it helped me build a muscle. I couldn't come here and tell you what I know about that without having experienced that. But I mean, that's exactly what happened to me. So either way, whether you're choosing to tell people or not, it is your story to tell. And it's up to you to disclose what you want to, where you want to, how you want to, and who you want to know, right? Yeah. So here are my top 2 best tips for solving this problem. Now, there may be layers of tips that you need, but here's my top 2 best ones for tonight, because we always have limited time, so I can't go through like the whole plethora of mindsets around this. But let me tell you, after working with thousands of people with cancer, what I know are the top 2 best tips to deal with this. And the first tip is, don't fake it until you make it. You are setting yourself up for destruction for when you are really sick and you really need somebody's help, if you ever get really sick and if you really need somebody's help. And what I mean by this is that we tend to protect, especially women do this, sometimes men, but women are really good at this. And I'm a woman, so I can say that. But women are really good, and again, sometimes men, of screwing on a smile. I'm fine. I mean, I know I have cancer and I know that it could kill me in 6 months. I am totally fine with this whole thing. And then as soon as that person walks away, you fall completely apart. That is faking it till you make it. This is something that is very destructive, because if you tell people that you have cancer and that you are fine, they are going to believe you and they are going to disappear. Let me say that again. If you tell people that you are fine and you are not fine, they are going to believe you and they are going to disappear and assume that you don't need any help, that you totally got this. She's totally got it. Have you talked to Leslie? No, I haven't talked to her, but last time I talked to her, she was great. She's totally got this thing. And then they avoid you because you have cancer, and it's much easier for them to go, no, she's totally got this. They will disappear. Don't fake it till you make it. It is okay to share with people when you're struggling. It's okay to ask for help when you need it, especially when you have cancer. But anytime in your life, but especially when you have cancer. If you're freaked out, don't try to act like you're not. If you are petrified and you feel like your head is screwed to the floorboards, don't not share it. Don't try to hide it. You're not doing yourselves any favors by that. Now, you don't have to be a drama queen like I was. You don't have to go around shouting, I've got cancer. Ah! You don't have to do that either. I mean, you can, I did, but you don't have to do that either. But you can pick and choose who knows what's information, what is needed, what kind of information that they need. Now, you might not want to tell your 6-year-old, grandchild or child that you're petrified, but you might say something to the fact of, you know what, mommy's having a really difficult day today, and I just need a big hug. Instead of, I'm fine. And your 6-year-old's like, cool, can we go to the zoo? Do you see the difference there? And so that is a perfect example. Instead of faking it till you make it, is having a plan for this discussion. So let's say that you are in the grocery store and you see a friend that you have not seen since you've been diagnosed. And you feel like everybody in the world knows, but she's acting like she doesn't know in your conversation. And you feel the need to tell her what's going on in your life. Instead of saying, like, I have cancer, right? You might say to her, hey, can we set up some time to have coffee? Because 1, I miss you and I want to see you. I want to see you more often. And 2, I'm having some struggles in my health. And I want to ask for your support. If it's somebody you want support from, I'd love to ask for your support. You'd be the perfect person. Then you go and have coffee and you sit down, and in a very calm manner, you discuss with that person what is going on in your life. instead of blurting it out in the grocery store where they don't have time to respond. And if you say there's something going on in your health, they're going to be like, what's going on? Tell me what's happening. What's, what's the problem? Well, let's have coffee and we'll discuss it. Don't say it's not serious or it's not anything. Just don't give any predeterminations other than, I'd love to sit down and speak with you. I think maybe you can help me. I'd love to ask for your support through this journey. Or let's schedule a time to talk on the phone. Can I call you later today? Do you see the difference there? When you're asking for support and just going, oh, well, you haven't heard that I have cancer. And leaving that person standing there going, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. You're going to die. That's all you're hearing. You're going to die. You're going to die. Cancer's going to kill you. Because that's what they're thinking. Have a client that I adore. She's so amazing. And she and I had this discussion a lot. She had lung cancer. She's like, and her lung cancer was very treatable and very curable. And she was like, every time you tell somebody that you have lung cancer, they look at you like you're as good as dead. Like the next time they see you, you're going to be in a box or in an urn. And she's like, it's so disheartening. And so she and I started making a plan to shift that conversation where she's asking for support as opposed to just bearing shocking news. Breaking news, I have cancer, right? It's so much easier when you say, struggling with something in my health. I'd love to talk to you more about it. Can I call you later today? And then saying, I have cancer. This is what I'm dealing with. Do you have any questions? And I would love to ask for your support. And sometimes that support is just good wishes. Sometimes you need somebody to drive your kid to school. Sometimes you need somebody to pick up your dry cleaning. Sometimes you need somebody to make you a meal because you're getting ready to go into surgery. Whatever it is, you're asking for support. This does two things. It gives the person that you're talking to a chance not to have puppy dog eyes because they feel like they're contributing to the situation to help you. And two, they really feel like that you have it under control because you have a plan. And you were so like, yes, she's scared, but man, she's got her shit together. Those things are really, really important. Tell people how they can help you. Don't fake it till you make it. It's okay to show emotion. It's okay to say that you're scared. It's okay to admit that you're scared. It's okay to say, I have a little bit of doubt. All those things are perfectly, perfectly okay. When you add that to, this is how you can help me, then it instills confidence in you and it instills confidence in the person that you're telling. And the puppy dog eyes go, bye-bye, bye-bye. Number 2, realize that one of the best ways to heal is to help others heal. This stops puppy dog eyes in their tracks. Okay, I love this. So to say to somebody, I know you're really worried about my diagnosis. Let's talk about it. What is it that you fear the most? Most people are going to, if they're honest with you, they're going to say that I'm going to lose you, that you're not going to be here. Okay, let's talk through that. Let me tell you about all the things that I'm doing to stay here. I'm doing this. Do you have any questions about those things? So offering reverse support, this camera thing's driving me nuts, by the way, just so you know, just like I'm a type 1 with these sorts of things and it drives me crazy. But it's okay to truly offer support back out to the person. You don't have to console them, but you can give them the opportunity to ask you questions and be open to that. This does two things as well. This gives them the confidence that you're doing everything that you can to support your body and to move towards healing. And it gives you a way to affirm in the public, speaking it with your mouth, that you're doing everything that you can to move towards your healing. And so I love supporting people that were concerned about my diagnosis and concerned about my treatment path. It gave me an opportunity to say, I'm choosing to heal a little more naturally. I'm going to use some medical practices, and I'm going to use a lot of holistic practices to truly heal my body. I'm working on my mindset. I'm working on my nutrition. I'm working on my physical body. I'm working on my mental body. I am so excited about this opportunity to heal. Now, that can coincide with still having fear and still feeling a little uncertain about things. Those two things can coincide side by side. It's okay. You can show emotion and be realistic about what you're doing to try to heal yourself. This helps you deflect their fear as well. And so going back to the idea, when you tell somebody that you had cancer, or that you have, I just ate dinner like really quickly, actually. But you have cancer, their fears arise. Little fears, they like pop up and they're like, bing, 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 bing. And they come towards you, bing, 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 bing. But their little fears come at you that they have, are big fears that they have. They say something stupid. But when you have a plan in place and you're able to discuss that with people intelligently, then you are able to deflect their fears back and say, nope, I'm not going to have my own fears and take on yours as well. That is not going to happen. And this is a muscle that needs to be exercised. This is not something that comes quickly. It's something that you have to learn over a period of time. It took me a while to learn this, in fact. But I was deflecting their fear by knowing that I was on a perfect path to healing, that my confidence level was so high and I was so confident about what I was doing that I didn't need to worry about their fear. Does that make sense? You guys with me so far? You're awfully quiet tonight. Either you're taking notes or you're watching TV and me. I don't know, but so both of these things, not faking it till you making it, and also being able to support others and having a plan in place to discuss these things with people are really going to stop these puppy dog eyes that you get. Now, you're probably going to get the initial puppy dog eyes, but you're not going to get that long term. Like every time you see them at church, they're like, how are you? Are you doing okay? Like you're dying. How many of you have gotten that? Like everybody treats you like you're dying. Are you okay? Are you going to be okay? How's everything going? Like it's a loaded question, right? But this is going to put that to an end because they're going to understand. And sometimes you go at them like from the beginning, like what to say to them. That person that's going to come to you and do that. When you see them, that's going to happen. And you're going to be able to give them a great big hug and go, how are you? I am doing awesome. Things are going so well. I can't wait to tell you how wonderful everything is going. And if things are not going well and you're feeling a little fear, it is okay to hug them and go, yeah, things are a little rough right now. I really needed that hug. Thank you. Do you see the difference? Do you see the mindset shifts and how that works? Sometimes it helps if you physically write out a plan for that. So both of these things are going to empower you. You're going to be more able to be more open about your journey and to hear other people's stories and even their stupid comments without spiraling. I'm going to tell you one more story about myself. So I used to attend a weekly Zumba class. And you're welcome, Gail. Hi, Gail. I'm glad you found it. Yay. The link worked. So, but I was in a Zumba class that I attended. I was in that Zumba class for like 5 years, literally like every Tuesday night, every Saturday morning, sometimes Thursday nights, literally like every week. So diehard Zumba fan, most amazing instructor ever, 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 ever. And Pauline, if you ever watch this, you know that you're the most amazing Zumba instructor ever. But at the time of diagnosis, there was a woman who was there, and her daughter had stage 4 cancer, and it was the same kind of cancer as mine. And her daughter was really, I mean, I didn't have stage 4, but started off with the same, her initial diagnosis was the same as my initial diagnosis. And then she went to stage 4. And unfortunately, her daughter, we did like Zumbathons for her. We raised money. I mean, we had t-shirts, we had all of it. And unfortunately, her daughter ended up dying. And her mother came to me after her daughter died out of sheer pain and said, I hope what happened to her doesn't happen to you. This was like a month or two after I was diagnosed. I was a complete, I could barely drive home that night. I got in my car and I sat and I cried and cried. And I kept thinking, oh my God, this is my destiny. It scared me so bad. It almost made me physically ill. And I got home and my husband was like, what in the hell happened to you? And I was like, I was a complete mess. And he's like, I had one person that I could talk to, and she was my nurse navigator. And she really wasn't like, how I used her was not really how I was supposed to use her. And he's like, call her. And I called her and she talked me off a ledge. She's like, Leslie. And she just went through this whole thing and calmed me down. But I was a complete mess. Now, she was not being malicious. She was actually projecting positivity towards me, but she had just lost her daughter. She was in a lot of pain. She was in, and I was somebody that was dealing with the same thing that her daughter had dealt with, but it was devastating to me. And of course, she never knew that. Hopefully she'll never see this, but she never knew that happened, of course. And it was really hard. And I knew that pain had a lesson in it. I knew that pain had something in it that I needed to learn and I needed to apply to my life. And so I did. I went to work on my mindset so that would never happen to me again, so that I could hear other people's stories without going into that kind of spiral. And it worked. There were a lot of things that I did and a lot of things I tried and a lot of hard work that I had to implement to do that. But these 2 tips that I shared with you tonight were a way for me really to deflect that information and ask for support. Not beg for pity, not give in to those puppy dog eyes, not give in to people's words, or their fears, but truly ask for support. And I built this amazing team of people around me that loved me and supported me. My cousin, it's actually my cousin's wife. So I guess that makes her my cousin. I don't even know her that well. And she's my dad's sister's son's wife. She sent me these amazingly funny cards probably like every other week. I'd get this hilarious card from her, and she'd skipped a couple of weeks, and I told her, I was like, I really love your cards. I would love it if you keep sending them, and you don't have to go buy cards. Just the funny notes, are just enough. Like what you write inside are enough to keep me going. And so I asked for her support. She had something special that I loved, and I asked her to keep contributing that to me because it fed me. It made me feel great. It made me feel loved and cherished and just amazing. Just that little simple act. And so asking for support is so valuable, instead of like letting people dangle out there like, how can I help her? And then you end up getting like flowers and stuff that really aren't, they're comforting, but it's not like a help, like when you really need help. So these two things will help with getting the puppy dog eyes to stop, without, having people looking at you like you're dying, without having to explain yourself every single time you see someone. They're going to understand through your confidence that you are doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing to heal your body. Your confidence will reflect back to them. That is all I have for you tonight. I hope that this was meaningful for some of you guys. I hope that you guys are like, yeah, that's awesome. If you have any questions, please, please, please feel free to ask them now. I'm going to stay on for another few minutes. I'll probably take 2 or 3 questions if there's that many. First 2 or 3 questions that pop up. I'm going to go back and read through some of the comments right now. So before I do that, though, let me introduce myself. It's not intro. I'm exiting. Okay, anyway, my name is Leslie Nance, a certified holistic nutritionist, certified holistic cancer coach, and 7-year cancer survivor. I teach people how to make their bodies inhospitable to cancer through the 3 bodies: physical body, mental body, emotional body, truly supporting the body to open up healing pathways, to help healthy cellular activity so that it knows how to keep cancer far, far away. And if this is something that you are interested in, I would love, love, love to speak to you. It's super simple to do that. There's one of 2 ways that you can do that. One, you can go to our new website, anystagecancer.com, and there will be a link there to watch a training called 5 Ways to Learn to Become the Boss. That's not the name of it, but I'm just improvising. 5 Ways to Learn to Become the Boss of Your Cancer. You can watch that training for free, and then there's an opportunity at the end of that to speak with me. That is the route that I highly recommend. It will introduce me to you further and give you a better idea of how I work with people one-on-one. I do work with people one-on-one basis through a program, through a protocol, if you will, to help them truly make their bodies inhospitable to cancer. So if that's something you're struggling with, I am here to help.